Hey friends, on today's episode, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to tell you about my DIY upholstery course, so stay tuned. So I get a lot of questions about my DIY upholstery course, like why do you have a wait list, and is it open all the time? Why can't I get into it? And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the details of my course. I do open it and close it a few times a year, and it is just so happening that it's opening today through Thursday this week. I open and close it because with ushering in a crowd of students, which is what I would rather do all at once, so that I can get those students into our private Facebook group where they can get help if they get stuck. I can get them acclimated to the course platform. It's just easier if I kind of do it in groups. And so that's why I open and close my course a few times a year. Now, let me show you a little bit about my course. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, and you can see kind of some of the video here of me. This is what it looks like. Now, the course is housed on a private platform, and this platform allows you to log into it. Now, you cannot download the videos, but you can log into the platform and view the videos there. You have lifetime access to these videos, so you don't have to start right away. You can purchase it now, you can watch later, you can go back and replay as many times as you want to. It is totally flexible because everything is already pre-recorded, which makes it really nice. Now, let me tell you why I decided to do it this way. Whenever I took my first upholstery courses back 10 years ago, I took a course in person. It was $450 to join the course. It was on 6 different Saturdays that I had to go in and work on my chair. And when I would get home from my course, I would be like, oh wait, how did I do this? What did I do? And although I took good notes, I tried to take pictures, it wasn't the same, and I couldn't remember how to apply what I had learned in my course on that Saturday. So I had to turn around and take the course again, which was another $450 out of my pocket. And this time I went in the evenings twice a week. I took one chair there. I had one chair at home. And so it helped me after I go home. I try to, remember what I had done in class and work on my chair at home. But it was very hard to transfer that information because I had nothing to go back and rewatch. That's why I decided as a teacher, because I'm a former educator, that I wanted to do a course where people could rewatch a video as many times as they need to before they really get it down and understand, or maybe they forgot so they need to go back and rewatch it. It is available in that format because of that reason. I feel like that is the best way for people to learn, and that's why I put this together the way that I did. So in the course, you're going to have I have some bonus modules of how to build your own soft horses, how to find the best antique chairs, and then there are 7 modules that take you through the course. How to strip a chair down, how to repair a chair, how to paint a chair, how to hunt for fabrics, how to upholster the top of the chair, how to upholster the seat of the chair, and then how to do the trim. Now, a lot of people ask me, do you need to know how to sew? No, you do not need to know how to sew to take my beginner's upholstery course. I do teach how to sew double welt cord in the course, but I also show other trims that you can put on a chair in place of double welt in case you don't have a sewing machine or you just don't want to learn how to do it. It's not a big deal. There's many other kinds of trim you can use. So sewing is not a requirement in my course. There is a list of tools inside the course and supplies, all hyperlinked to where you can get them. And so I hope that will be helpful to you. Now, whenever you take my course, you don't want to start on something like a big sofa or a big rolled armchair. You're going to want to start on like a dining chair, a simple French armchair, a balloon back chair, something like that. Look at the chairs that I do. Those are the kind of chairs you're going to want to hunt for. It doesn't matter if they're old or if they're new chairs, because all of these steps can apply to any chair that you're going to be doing. The reason why I think you need to start on a simpler chair is that you don't want to get frustrated, and you want to actually be able to finish the chair that you're doing and not be so aggravated and frustrated that you never go back to it again. This is meant to help you to be successful, and then you can tackle much harder chairs after you get the basics down. So there's absolutely no reason why you can't go on to do much more difficult chairs, a bigger settee, something like that. All of that applies to the basics that you're going to learn in my course. If you have any other questions, put them in the comments below. I would love to answer them for you. I'm going to put the link to the DIY upholstery course in the description if you want to join, and I hope to see you in it. Until next week, friends, I'll see you soon.